Now, where would I begin if I were just getting started with these yield-bearing stables and just getting started here on Pendle? Here's where I would start. I would begin with the Athena products, and these are some of the best yield-bearing assets out there. So I would take a look. You probably don't want to have exposure to ENA unless you're comfortable holding ENA. We were talking about stables, and ENA is not a stable coin. It's just Athena's governance token. But this is actually nothing wrong with earning 31% on it. It's just that the duration is not quite long enough here. So going down the list, 54 days, 33 days, 68 days, 96 days. If I move on over here, it looks like if I were on the BNB chain, or we could even take a look at this on mainnet, you can lock in 10% over the next 96 days on USDE. That's not bad. That's a fixed 10% over 96 days. Now, if we click through, then we could actually determine what our expected gain would be at maturity of the PT. So let's say that you're happy with this 10% and you want to lock in that yield for the next 96 days until the 20th of November. Well, you would swap into the PT. And you can swap into the PT using any stable that you want, really. Just make sure it's liquid enough. Let's say that we've got USDC and we want to swap into this PT. So how about we use $10,000 as the starting amount? What it's going to do as it calculates is it's going to tell us what our expected gain would be. So at maturity, we would redeem the PT at par plus your yield paid in the underlying. So you would earn a 2.5% gain if you just swap into the PT and hold it and do nothing else over the next 96 days. So that would be a 10% APY. Not bad. And that's if you do nothing else, just swap into a PT. Now, this becomes a little bit more exciting when you start to ladder your exposure to these fixed income products. So maybe you have a portion of your portfolio exposed to Athena's products with a 96-day maturity. And maybe you, in addition to that, take a look at some other PTs where the underlying is a yield-bearing stable, and maybe you want to take a little bit more risk with a portion of your portfolio. So you've got a portion of your bond ladder in Athena's products, and then maybe you've got another portion in something much, much more speculative, paying 21% over the next 68 days.